Welcome to the HB Studio Podcast with Tim and Kristin, where it's not business, it's personal.
But Tim, our businesses are personal.
Indeed it is, Kristin.
Very compressed.
Oh, yeah.
And she's young, too.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not even, I think she's mid-20s.
She got two, right? She got two kids?
3 twins and then another one. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, you know what? She might be 28, but still.
Still, like, her body's been through a lot.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then that,
What's hilarious for Miranda and I is that our kids are really close in age, and we are not.
Well.
But it's been wonderful because when she's having those struggles, I can only imagine if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be that great of a empathizer in that situation.
That's true.
I'd probably be like, you gotta get your family life worked out a little better.
Yeah.
But at that stage, you just kind of can't.
Jeez, twins?
And I think they're 3 or 4. So, yeah.
In today's world, boy,
I don't envy.
oh, Lord.
I don't envy that position.
No disrespect, but
Yeah, I know. Tell me about Frenchie or Shadow and Junebug. I always want to say Frenchie.
No, you're fine.
Can you rename one of them Frenchie?
Hey, Frenchie, Shay Shay. Shay Shay and June.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're fine. They're fine. They're this is too much information. So their poop schedule is changing. And so we're getting used to that. We're getting used to that. They don't have to go out as frequently as they used to. So.
How old are they?
It's good. They just turned 2 in November.
Why is their poop schedule changing at the age of 2?
Well, it's not.
That's 14 in human years.
I know, right? So I guess change is the wrong terminology. It's becoming more consistent.
Okay.
Because so sometimes, like, okay, so we take them out 4 times a day. Once in the morning, once around lunchtime, once right before they eat dinner, like around 5:30ish, and then of course before we go to bed. I don't know why, no clue, but for 4 months, 5 months. So we're talking about from September up until last month, give or take. They were pooping every time we went outside.
4 times a day?
Thank you.
My God.
And this just came out of nowhere.
Brought to you by Fiber One.
I'm like, what is it?
Fiber One dog food.
Is your dog regular?
For the regular of pets. For the most regular pet.
I'm serious. But yeah, it's tapered off over the past 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. So. Yeah.
You almost made me spit water on this computer by laughing.
You never know what's coming out of my mouth, Kristin.
So what do you it seems like it's a positive change.
Yes, it is. It's a very positive change. I'm very happy about it, actually.
So when I said tell me what's going on with them and this came to mind, is this just
It's a win.
It's a win.
Oh my God. Yeah. I like it when I can kind of predict, like, okay, this is going to happen.
So how many times are we up to a day now? Or down to a day? 2. So they poop 2 times a day. Both of them.
Both of them.
And they're sisters, right?
Mm-hmm. So they're kind of in sync, too. It's cute, right? If they have to really go, they have to go do number 1. They like squat at the same time. It's like...
So it's synchronized bathrooming.
It's kind of adorable.
And had you had dogs before?
Oh, yeah. I've had dogs all my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind?
We had 2 greyhounds before these 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those were our buddies. We had them for over 10 years.
Oh, and were they siblings too?
No, both rescues. One came from Charlotte, and the other one we got from Greensboro, GFNC, Greensboro. Greyhound Friends of North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, great people.
Are greyhounds tough?
What do you mean?
I feel like I've heard both on greyhounds. I feel like I could be making this up. I had a Whippet, which is a small greyhound mixed with a lab.
Oh, wow.
So it was a very, Annie was fantastic. She lived to 15.
Nice.
And she was a great dog because she could be very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
She was pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, she was probably 40 pounds. So, you know, reasonably sized, but she was very lean. She had that greyhound body contour.
Yeah.
And then the coloring. Chest. Yes, the big chest, but just like that tiny waist, and then was fast, but then she had these lab qualities too. It was very interesting.
Huh.
But in having her, I learned a little bit more about greyhounds. And again, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I have heard that they're wonderful apartment dogs because they're lazy.
They are.
But then once they're out, they're almost you almost can't harness their desire to chase.
Yes.
And so if they get out, they're almost impossible to train off leash.
Correct.
And then they need this outlet to run.
Yes.
So it's tricky for a lot of owners of these greyhounds because they just end up fostering them being very lazy.
Right.
But then they don't have the outlet of running like they're bred for.
Yeah.
And then they get depressed.
They do. They actually do.
Did you have this?
No. So we were lucky. We got our greyhounds when we had a house on like 10 acres.
Okay.
And it was fenced.
Yes.
So they were just getting it. Like they got plenty of exercise. But but you're right. Especially in a urban environment, they're great. They're great house dogs. Very docile for the most part, unless there's small animals running around.
Exactly.
Be very careful. I mean, it comes out of nowhere. They won't warn you. They won't bark at it. It's just they're gone. So be very careful about that. But they are wonderful dogs. The best breed in the world. Don't tell my dogs this. I'm sorry, baby.
They're not listening. They're not tuned in.
Greyhounds are by far the most awesome breed. They're so loving.
Are they?
Oh my gosh, just awesome dogs.
So this is not the best follow-up question, but if they chased that small animal and got it,
it's dead.
They kill it.
Very, very, very rarely they'll grab it and let it go. Very rarely. I mean, if you know anything about greyhounds, they have these big muscular necks.
Yes, they do.
So when they grab that thing, dude, when we saw our dogs do this, unfortunately, graphic content.
Well, you started with poop, so this episode is.
Oh, yeah, it's
this
true.
This is a raunchy episode.
This is the outtakes,
right? This is HB After Dark.
Oh, we can sell that though. So you got my wheels turning. But yeah, they will shake that poor little animal until its spine just.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the violence of which they shake that animal is ridiculous. I mean, they are vicious, but they're so sweet. It's weird.
Well, because I guess you don't have to be afraid of that.
No, I don't.
You're not that small target.
No.
Well, so what's the situation now with Shadow and Junebug? You have to take them out and walk them.
Yes, and I'm not gonna let them go because they are not at that stage at all. And
do you have a fenced area? Or,
we do.
Okay, so you can let them go.
Yeah. I'm gonna let them run around and bark at everything.
Okay.
They like to bark at everything. That Frenchie in them, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with us, we have close to 2 acres.
Nice.
And we just let the dogs go. There are 3 of them.
Woo.
I know, I don't want to talk about that too much more because I get shaky and sweaty when I think about it.
Oh no!
But they, it's funny because having that kind of land is great because they can just run.
Exactly.
But it's also not the greatest because you end up not walking them as you should, and then they don't learn manners.
Yeah.
So
that's very true.
Yeah.
The HB Studio Podcast is brought to you by the historic Roy Hill in Clemens, North Carolina. The opinions and thoughts presented on this podcast are that of Kristin, Tim, and their guests alone. Our goal is to bring positive motivation through real-life experiences and training as business professionals. Thank you for listening.